Hey Andy, mate. I'm not in the best of places tonight, mate, because I had the couple of jobs today, and it's probably my last day of the car on the road with limo plates. And I get home, and I get a text message from my dad, but it's actually not my dad, it's my daughter, who I haven't spoken to for 3 years, texting me, letting me know that my dad was in hospital. And they've been trying to contact me, but I was driving at the time and I don't answer phone calls, so I didn't know who the numbers were. So yeah, I found out my dad's been in hospital a day and looked like he's going to be in hospital for the next 3 days. Which means I need to keep an eye on my mum because she's home alone and she's not the best at looking after herself. So yeah, there's a bit worried, a bit stressed out with dad and my own problems at the moment. Yeah, I'm great. But how are you, Andy? I'm sure you're in a better um, less mentally than me at the moment. I'm in a bit of a fucking pickle. We deliver Tower 3, Tower 1, oil rig. Okay, let's try that one. I'm too lazy to drive back and then I'll recover. Yeah, it's a bit scary, it's Dad's 85, so you're kind of realising shit, that time's getting closer. Yeah, it's a bit of a reminder today, and it was not easy having to see my daughter at the hospital and then have to drive her back to my parents' place, because me and my daughter, we do not see eye to eye, and even then she still had a bit of a go at me. It looks like I'll need a trailer. This one. So I'll park this truck up out the way. Have I got the Zik, I think, still in the garage, so let's go to the garage. By the way, this truck is absolutely useless, the new Mac. Where's the 605? Must be on the other map then. The 605 there. Here. Yeah, there it is. I'm gonna grab that. I want that. So yeah, a bit worried, stressed out about Dad. It is what it is, but still, yeah. More worried about Mum in a way, because she's home by herself, and then of course Dad was going to help me out with the rego to keep the car on the road, but being in hospital has made that extremely hard. So the car gets unregistered tomorrow, so I have to figure out what to do. And I couldn't really talk to my father about it with my daughter there, because my daughter's a bit of a bitch and says she reckons I'm actually using my dad for his money, blah blah blah. That's the trailer we'll need. So yeah, and the ironic thing is, she did a TikTok video saying how bad I was. I think I've already told you about the story, I think, anyway. And the ironic thing is, she only ever messages me when she wants money. She only ever messages me when she wants something, not just to see how I am, No, she would only message me when she wants money out of me. How ironic is that? It's my own daughter, and I honestly hate her. I can't stand her. I can't stand my own daughter. It was really hard seeing her at the hospital and then having to just trying to think this is the best way to go. I really I can't. I need to fix those things. It gave way. So I think I can go down to there. Oh. Then we'll go up this way. See if I can. Yeah, we'll give it a go, huh? Why not? So yeah, it was especially having the drive. She got in the car with me. The drive back to my mum's place to keep an eye on her, and just the things she said while she was there. She had these little goes at me. Oh, my dad, you bought me a car. No, he invested in helping me get a job again after being unemployed for so long. And I would not mention to her about my ADHD and mental issues that I'm currently going through. And typical her, even with her emails about that my mum's place, keeping an eye on my mum, it's all about her. That's her attitude. It's all about her. You know, everything evolves around her. It's sad when you say that you can't stand your own daughter, but that's the truth. I cannot stand my own daughter. Not until she apologises for doing that TikTok video. I mean, it's just disgusting to do that kind of thing. Well, see, my father started last year, sold his house. He had quite a big land, and he made a huge profit. And he goes, "I've got more money than I expected for it. So here, I'm going to buy you the BMW to help you get back into the limo industry," stuff like that. And it's just this last couple of months it's been really quiet, so he was helping me out. If I was in the same predicament and Kayla needed help, I would help her. If she was at least some kind of thing back. But the scary thing is now I'm just going to have to keep an eye on Mum and just realising, you know, their time on this earth is getting numbered. But just the attitude that she shows towards me, I just, oh, yeah. And she's got ADHD herself, so she should know better. She's the one when she was a kid was diagnosed with ADHD, and I was stupid and, well, turned out it probably was a very good test, but I actually took one of her medication. And that day when I took her medication, man, it was like I was my true self. And I've been looking up more and more about this ADHD, and they say you get into those drugs, it's almost like your true personality comes out, because ADHD can really hold you back really bad. Come on, how am I stuck on? Come on, man. Go back a bit. See if I can go this way. Always away. Let us over whatever's getting stuck in there. It's good. But yeah, man, I am struggling. That's why you will have seen I've actually deleted all my previous streams on Aussie Tech Racing. I've deleted them all. Just giving a break from streaming on Aussie Tech. Or I figure out what I want to do with it. But if I'm gonna continue doing some Aussie Tech, I think I'm gonna review how I do it all. Just the the chat in there's just died. Everything's just died. And with my mental illness, and with mental illness, I just need the break. I can't cope with the shit that's going down at the moment and a lot of other aspects. I've been changing the way. I'm still racing. I'll probably have a little race after later on as well. And if I have a good race, I will upload the replay as a video, which actually is truthfully the best way to grow one's channel than doing. Videos are actually a better way to grow your channel than just doing streams all the time. So yeah, for my own mental sanity, I'm just having a break from streaming, and I'll figure out some different ideas to help grow. Sometimes a rebrand's needed. I was getting too angry and stuff like that as well, so I think reset. Even the way I'm driving, I'm trying to clean up my act. Almost kind of slow myself down. I've kind of slowed myself down a bit with how I'm racing too. Work on that consistency. I'm enjoying the racing this week. Especially daily race. I've won a shitload of races in daily race A. Just feels like a waste because you don't get any DR and SR for daily race A. And I'm really enjoying the radicals, especially in VR. That's probably what I'll do tonight. I think I'll do this for a little while, and then I'm going to do probably about 9:30 mine time, so just about 50 minutes time, a little bit less. I might do some VR only racing, because it's great fun daily race. See in VR, those radicals in VR just feels so good. And I might stream it on I might use it on the UK VR account, so you stream on that separate account, you know the one. So I still might stream there, but there won't be any chat or anything. I'll just stream it in VR, on the VR YouTube account, and see what people think. You hear what happened to poor Phil though? The stupid thing about the way this, and I think I'm not sure if it's a Sony thing or the actual choice of, depending on each manufacturer, game company. Phil, when you finish your saves, and I think it's something that Sony needs to fix, is when it does the manual save, it also uploads that save to your cloud. And when it was saving the game of this, Phil's save game went corrupted. But it corrupted not just the save game on the physical console, but it corrupted the save game on the iCloud. And he lost everything. He has to start from scratch in this. That makes me shiver. When you consider I've done 333. This is my 333rd stream on this. Yeah, I've got that new account that I started, and I'm going to try and do some more co-op on that at some point. Imagine how that must hurt for poor Phil, losing that. I'm surprised that it saves them both at the same time. It should save the manual version on the console first, and if that's saved safely, then upload version of your save game onto the cloud. That way it protects your account. It protects it. So if you get what I'm thinking about doing, because I know that way it's not going to be able to get through. You would think that, wouldn't you? You would think that it would save it onto the console first and then save it to the cloud. So if the console locked up, you've still got an older version of your save game on the cloud. Like, that's the whole point of the bloody cloud. It was just bad timing that his PS5 crashed while I was doing that, but you'd think that it wouldn't do both at the same time. I want to shut this stuff in. I want to get this drilling station bridge. Okay. Oh, I don't have that one. Or okay, so what I'll use this truck and I'll drive around there and get that job, and then we'll work on that. Okay, so we'll start off. Is it still? I'm really stressed out, you know, my own personal self. And Dad started talking about my work in the limo in front of Kayla, and I said, Dad, we'll talk about that another time. You know what? I don't want to talk about the money side of things with my daughter there. So that was a bit thinking tonight. So I'm just so worried about myself mentally. I'm in a mess. I am in a... Honestly, I feel like I'm at my lowest. Doing these streams help me. Doing my racing streams help me, usually. But the way things have been lately with hardly anyone talking, this guy I've got a guy who's now giving me a heap of thumbs down on all my videos, and I know they say it's just a thumbs down, it's still a view, it still upsets me. I've been reading up so much about ADHD and a lot of the effects, and I have probably all of the bad effects, you know. I didn't realise it, but I was aware. Luckily, I was aware of it to a point. A person who's got ADHD will over-talk someone, so you'll be talking, and you're not sure if that person's finished yet, but you've got something in your mind and you have to say it. You say it, and then you realise. And you feel bad. You do instantly feel bad because you know that you're actually over-talking this person. If I keep to the left here, I'll be able to get this task and then go and get the other truck to finish this task. So we need medium logs. Okay, perfect. And just a truck for that. Get in the big boy. Hey, big boy. And so the other thing is, look, I've got all these things I want to get done. I know there's all this stuff that I need to get done. Like, as I said, my rego, my license, everything is due tomorrow. And beforehand, I'm supposed to get an inspection of the vehicle and get a medical. In my mind, I know I have to do that, but I can't get it done. It's kind of like, I know I need to do it, I know I need to do it, and I feel like I'm lazy, and I've been hating myself at night time. I go to bed at night, and I figure out this is why I don't sleep well at night, because I'm getting angry at myself, because I'm not getting anything done. This is one of the aspects of our ADHD. I've always hated myself, thinking I'm just a lazy ass prick. You're also very sensitive to what people say and do, and so that's why you don't like you handle rejection very badly, to the point then that you don't want to do anything that may bring rejection onto you. So you don't want to do this, you don't want to do that. So what I need to do now is I need to go and see a doctor. So this is about popular. I need to make that effort to see the doctor, and just to do that has been extremely hard. And then after I see the doctor, I need to see the doctor, who will then give me a subscription to go and see. Oh, sorry, not a referral to go and see doctor. Sorry, a psychiatrist. And that psychiatrist will then talk to me, figure out that yes, if it does. And if he confirms that I've got HDF, which I think is just about certainty, he can then basically do a prescription for, I think, a drug called Ritalin or something like that, which helps you, clears your mind, which is what that drug was that I took on my daughter. And I felt like I was my true self that day. It was like at first I thought I was high that day. I thought I was on drugs. And when I spoke to the initial doctor about this, he said to me, no, that was because your mind was cleared by the drug. The drug did exactly what it's supposed to do. And so, yeah. And I think I've had this ADHD all my life because it shows why I struggle to pay bills. I leave everything to the last moment, and I'm thinking, and you hate yourself for it. You hate yourself. I go to bed at night and I've just been hating myself because I don't do this. You know, I've lost 2 teeth in the bottom of my jaw. No, the thick ones next to your munches, your front teeth. So, and I know I need to go to the dentist about it, but I just can't do it. I know I need it. That's the most frustrating thing. I'm going to call it mental illness. It fucks with your mind. It makes you think. I want to be open about it. That's why I'm talking. And it's helping me deal with it, because the one thing that doctors are really worried about is that normally you are diagnosed with ADHD at a younger age, and you've got your parents there to help you deal with it, to help you do things that you struggle to do, especially about getting the help in the first place. I haven't got any of that support base. I'm at home. I don't cook meals because I felt too late. I can't do that. I can't concentrate on that. Turns out I know why. And the problem with mental health, you get 2 types of people. You get those who just brush it off as, oh mate, you get over it. It's just your mind, you know. Just get over it. Those people are the worst people to give advice to someone who's got mental illness. It would help if I had to order reliable, actually. But yeah, I'm open about it now. I am just, yep, I've got ADHD, and I admit it. I'm open. If people want to think bad about me, they can. I'm open to the fact that I got molested when I was only 14 years old. It took me over nearly 15 years before I actually told someone that had happened. You know how hard that was? Not easy. I didn't really realise it myself at the time. When you are a victim, you don't really know about it, especially when you're kind of like 14 and young, you're still kind of developing. But if someone wants to think bad about me because of that, but I realised even back then, back in my late teenage years, I had ADHD. Maybe not as bad as it is now, but I realise now why I struggled. It also explains, like, when I was in my early teens, I did the IQ test. You know, a good IQ test. And I think, oh yeah, I should be an Einstein and a half. My IQ was as high as 170. They say you're an absolute genius if you've got an IQ of 140. And I was told that I had an IQ of 170. But I've always thought to myself, if I've got such a huge IQ, why the fuck do I feel so dumb? Why am I nearly 50 years old and have failed in my life? I still have to rely on my parents for help. Why? And now I know why. And now I know the main reason why I... Fuck! No, 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 don't. Okay. Save this. We can save this. Fuck, that was fucking close. Holy shit. What a fucking save. Oh man, I didn't want to have to come back again. Well, even today, when I was doing my last job, which is at this hotel that I know the concierges, where I think I told you, Guy, where a guy, one of the concierges had committed suicide, and I knew the guy. I've known him for years in the industry, and even before he worked at that hotel, and he committed suicide because of his mental health. And they now take on the thing of being very open about talking about one's mental health. And I actually said to them today, look, this might be the last time you see me for a while because I'm having a bit of a break. I honestly, things have been really quiet. I honestly just feel like I need a break. Get my head sorted out. And then I want to get back in the limos again. But I think I just need that break to get myself, and I think, because I've been struggling, because we have goods and services tax here in Australia, GST, and I have to do a report every month to do all this shit, and my dad's always on my back saying, you haven't done it, you haven't done it. Believe it or not, that's actually a message from my daughter. That's okay, just letting me know that my dad's been moved into a proper room now. He was being in emergency all day. They found him a room. And he's staying at the same hospital. Luckily, isn't in the city or anything, which is good. This is a relief. Mum will probably want to go and see him tomorrow, so just have to take him. So in the morning, I need to go and check on my mum to make sure she's okay, and then go and visit Dad, make sure we get the credit card off him, because we're going to need that. Hopefully, he was saying I'll get the credit card off him, he'll be able to help me with getting the rego paid for the car, because it has to be done tomorrow. If I can do it tomorrow, because I might have to organise the inspection. Oh look, I'm keeping a kind of civil thing there, but I was probably more emotional having to see her than having known my dad was in the hospital, because I just can't stand her. I can understand why they've contacted her, because they tried all the other contacts, and again, I'm a professional limousine driver, and people calling me on my mobile. You know, it's not. I have a message bank. They could have left a message, or they could have sent a text message saying, "We are trying to call you. Your father is in hospital. Please call back." I didn't have the details, even just a simple text message. And I've been having this phone call from my bloody Indian call centre or something during the day as well, which didn't help it, because that one keeps ringing, and then you hang up on it straight, and it rings straight away. You hang up, and it rings straight away. Fuck's sake. Get a fucking life, you bloody Indian curry munchers. fuck's sake, I mean, they're the ones I hate the most. Not because you're Indian, but because you're bloody doing call centres trying to scam people. I'm sorry, but fuck off. Because I'm in the customer with a car, so I'm not going to answer a phone when I've got a customer in the car, so I just hang up, and they ring straight away. Instantly, you hang up, and it's the same number calls straight back. You hang up, and then this call back. It happened 5 times in a fucking row today, and it was this call centre. So I ended up seeing the number again. So I rang and answered. It was just the silence, and there's this guy. Just wait, your call is being transferred. Automated system. So I just bloody hung up. I've had one call, and I literally put the phone down, just walked off and got myself a drink or something. Came back about half an hour, and the person was still fucking talking. Half an hour later. I don't have the mental capacity to talk. One of my extreme parts of my condition is I can't stand talking on the phone. Unless it's someone I know and I want to talk to them, I just can't stand talking on the phone. I don't like the phone. The phone stresses me out, believe it or not. And that sounds weird, but I don't like talking on the phone. Because you would consider doing all that by streaming must be really out of my comfort zone. Maybe when I get my head together, my racing will improve, and maybe my attitude when I'm racing will improve. So that's why I'm kind of stopping streaming for the moment. I've hardly streamed much for the last couple of weeks anyway, so it's nothing new. Community's been a bit volatile lately. I've got a feeling there's some things going to change in the next couple months or so. I think they're sounding like there's some changes in the works. I said I like these this week's dailies, and I said I might stream on my VR account and just, but no voice chat or anything. I'll just stream it. Sometimes it's just work. Sometimes I just like after I've streamed to watch back on the stream. So I'm not going to stream and talk. I'm not going to stream on Aussie Tech Racing, my main account. I like streaming here, and I like it when you or Phil call in. You're kind of like you're my mate, so I can keep in touch with. So that I like. That I do like. And you have been missed, Andy, over these last couple of weeks. But again, you have to look after number one yourself. I remember saying this to someone, and I remember she asked us, who's number one? And I said, me. And she goes, no, your family should be number one. I said, no. Incorrect. Your family is important to you. I understand that. We should all understand that. But the most important person you need to look after first is yourself. Because if you're not looking after yourself first, you're not how can you help your loved ones and your kids if you're not looking after yourself first? Oh, Bushy the Pushy. That's another reason that's pissed me off on the road at the moment. Fuck me. I don't feel safe on the roads at the moment. That's another thing I wouldn't mind having a break from. I love driving, but that guy... Just stay there for a second. Wait a second. I'll show you this link, and go to near the end of the video and you'll see what he did. Hang on a second, let me find that video. I'll put a link in here for you to see it. You let me know. I'll let you know what minute it is. I'm just jumping on the laptop. Let's go to my subscriptions. I'll post a link. Click on that link I'm about to share. You can watch all of them after if you want it, but I want you just to click on this bit and come back to me. Watch from about 2:35, 2 minutes and 35 seconds into that video, and you'll see what that whole bushy bit meant. Let me know what you think. Now, in Australia, we do not have undertaking rules, so you can actually pass anyone on your left or right. The only road rule is you must keep left unless overtaking, but that's only for the far right-hand lane. So the far right-hand lane you cannot travel in. You have to move into the two middle lanes. And that guy come up tailgating me and pointed to the left-hand lane as if I wasn't supposed to be in that middle lane. Not to the fact that you can't really see in the video, I actually had cars to my left. And you've actually legally got every right to be in the middle lane doing whatever fucking speed you want. I'm a professional, I am classed as a professional driver because driving on the roads is my profession. I get paid to do so. I've done car control courses, high performance courses, you know, and that's not a requirement to be a limo driver. You don't have to do all that. But I've done, all of my times, I've done high performance courses, car control courses, I've done it all. I'm a very safe and follow the road rules. And what this guy did was, and if you look carefully, he got so upset at me, he nearly actually, and he went to go and change into the right hand lane, he nearly hit the trailer. He was concentrating, being so angry at me and pointing to that to the left hand lane. He went to go into the right hand lane straight after this four-wheel drive drove past, didn't realise that four-wheel drive had a trailer on and nearly hit the trailer. And what did I do wrong? Apparently I was going too slow. He wanted to go fast. Oh fuck, where did I post? I posted the link. Where did I post it? I posted it in here. Just the next post before you. That's weird. Why is it not showing? See if I can log in underneath myself, because I think it lets me if I posted it as a chat studio. I need to switch accounts. I posted it just above, but I don't know why it's not going through, so I'm just waiting for the live feed. Just waiting for chat to load. There's chat. Check that out. That should show it now. Yep, there it is. That's showing up. So it's from 2 minutes and 35 seconds. You can watch the rest of it after if you want to get to see some of the other bad drivers on the road, but this guy took the cake. And Phil! How are you, Phil? Just so you know, sorry about repeating this again because Andy already knows, but I had all these missed phone calls today, and one of them was the bloody fucking Indian call centre shit. But the other ones, and it all just happened at the same time. Now I've got customers on board, I won't answer the phone. Turned out it was actually my daughter and the hospital and the village trying to contact me, let me know that my father's in hospital. So yeah. They're keeping him in under observation for the next couple of days. They're a bit worried about his blood sugar levels plus some other aspects. He looked very frail when I saw him in the hospital this evening. Once I didn't find out until I got home. I got a text message from him saying, "Hi, it's Kaylee using EPA's phone." EPA's nickname that we have for my parents. your dad's in hospital, so I went and checked on my mum first and then went to the hospital. So yeah, a bit stressed out because of that. You may have also noted that I've actually deleted all my streams have gone on Aussie Tech Racing, and I'm going to just think about how I'm going to do things a bit differently because my mental state is not in a good place at the moment. Dad's visit in the hospital is not the best of timing because my rego is due tomorrow, and he was going to help me out with paying for the rego because I've had a very lean couple months. And of course he's in hospital at the moment, so I have to try and figure that out. And my mental state's a bit fucked up at the moment, and a whole lot of other shit, and then this and that, and idiots online, and just, you know what, racing on here. I'm still probably going to do races. I said I'm going to probably jump on my VR account, and I might stream that on the VR YouTube account, but I'm not going to talk. So you guys want to watch that, you're most welcome to. But I just want to do daily AC a bit in just VR. Probably from about 10 o'clock my time, so I suppose it's nearly 9:30. I was going to do the 9:30, but I kind of want to do a bit more of this. You might recognise what task I'm doing, Phil. Because I just realised I'm doing the drill part. I actually got the truck over there, but I realised I hadn't done this bridge. So I'm going to fix this bridge and then this bit here, so I can then drive the truck, which is parked there with the first drilling station thing. Because it's a bitch. That way is almost impossible to go. There's a sections there that's really hard that way around, and that way it's very hard getting around. So I'm just going to fix this bridge and this bit here. Then we're about to take the drilling parts over to there. So I was actually thinking about streaming on the new Snowrunner account, but I don't know. Well, I hope that doesn't. I hope that doesn't happen with me. Shit. This is 333 streams on this playthrough. Don't want to. I feel your pain, and even I told Andy about your pain too. We're both agreeing how stupid it is that they save the game on the console and the online at the same time. It should save it on the console. When that's safe, then upload it. Then upload once it's saved on the console. So if what happened like you, the console crashes, you might have an older version to download, but the online version is different. Have you made sure that you can't? Isn't there an option to load the online save? Did you try that to make sure that it's not actually saved on online version of the save? I'm sure there's a manual way that you can check that, so if that kind of scenario happens, you can then download the online version. And when you lose that amount of hours, you would try everything. I need to review how that system's work. It should manually save on the console first, then once that's saved, upload it to the online. So if it crashes while it's saving, you've only lost the console version, not the. Yes, and you'd rather lose, say, an hour's worth of play than lose the whole fucking thing. But yeah, stressed out with Dad, stressed out with my mental condition. Just stress, you know, just once I'm already feeling like the world is crushing me, then Dad's in hospital, and then I'm going to have to keep an eye on Mum. I need to get my mental health sorted so I can actually care for them better. I think if you've got ADHD trying to deal with a you saw it, huh? I've taken Discord down for the moment, yeah. I've made it private for now. Just having a break from it. No one chats on there anymore at the moment anyway, so I've kept it there but just closed it down for now. Till I can get the engagement back and get my mojo back. The streaming hasn't been great lately, and just streaming, not screaming. I probably could have just driven through that without having to make the bridge anyway. Look at it. This next one, I think I need to do this other quest here. Task. And I don't know if I've got it, so I'm going to drive up. You know, I'm really starting to like this truck so much. I had a good save before, didn't I, Andy? But yeah, I've literally deleted every single stream I've had. All my streams are gone. So where do we get large pipes from? Oh, from there too. Cool. I shouldn't, but I can't be fucked. Driving it back. I'm gonna cheat. Yeah, Phil, my Discord is currently down, but no one was chatting, and when I'm suffering a bit of a mental condition, and part of ADHD is being very, we are scared for rejection. We don't like it when we're ignored. All these different things, and that's why it's been affecting me. So that's why I've stopped streaming for a while. You would have seen my video I put up saying, look, I'm just having a break from streaming. And, yeah, this ADHD is really fucking up my life at the moment, to be honest. I'm not using it as an excuse. Well, in a way I am using it as an excuse, but it's a reason. You know what? I hate people that have a go at us when we, like, when they say, oh, you're just making excuses for your laziness, or you're just making excuses for this. I fucking hate people that do that. You're just doing this, you're making an excuse. You know what? No, it's not. Yes, it is an excuse, but what's fucking wrong with having an excuse? It's the reason why I'm the way I am. It's when you're saying this is the reason why I'm doing this. Oh, you're just making an excuse. What's wrong with having an excuse? What's fucking wrong with that? Really, really irks me when people have a go at you. Oh, you're just making excuses. No, it's the reason why. No, it's a reason why. I have a mental health issue, and that's the reason why I'm struggling with a certain thing. Large pipe. Oh, we need a trailer. This is too short. This is... poop. Okay, well, we'll put you back in the... cover again. That's all good, Phil, and I do appreciate it. I said, you and Andy, like even when Andy wasn't here chatting much, I knew there was a reason behind that, so I have no problems with that. You should follow the link I posted, Phil, and go to 2 minutes and 35 seconds and let me know what you think of that dickhead as well. Note, I had cruise control, I have my adaptive cruise control on. Here this comes up in the middle lane, which you've got every right to be. Don't want that trail, that's too long. And he comes up and starts tailgating me and then pointing to the left lane. This is what's supposed to be the left lane. Some people just have no idea of road rules. Even if I'm in the far right-hand lane, I have that. Now, I'm overtaking someone doing the speed. You are not allowed to speed to overtake. I don't know about your country, but our country, you're not allowed to speed to overtake. So even if I'm in that right-hand lane and I'm overtaking someone, I might only be overtaking that person by 1 kilometre an hour, but I'm slowly overtaking that person. I've got every right to be in that right-hand lane. You get in the left-hand lane once you pass, of course. You know, that's fucking brains. That's the rules. Unlike UK though, thankfully, we don't have the undertake rule, so if you've got a fuckwit that's driving just in the right-hand lane and refuses to go back in the left-hand lane, just go in the left-hand lane and drive past them. But that keep left and left overtaking only counts for the far right-hand lane. Middle lane, you can I could do 50k an hour if I wanted to. Be bloody stupid in 100k zone. The stupidest thing, the thing that really pissed me off about that guy was I'm keeping my distance to the car in front, which I'm legally supposed to. I have my adaptive cruise control, which keeps me at the safe distance. The safe distance in case of an accident. So a fuckwit that starts tailgating. Oh, don't you do this. Oh, crap. I'll have to get a bit more of an angle. So the fuckwits, when they tailgate you, are putting your life, and even their lives, in more danger because you're now concentrating more on the fuckwit tailgating. Now, I don't know if you have that problem. This freaking trailer's in my way. Get out of my way. There we go. But the biggest problem on our roads here in Australia with fuckwits doing that shit, tailgating one when they're in the other lanes, are ute drivers. Hiluxes, the dual cab utes. They're all driving like that on our fucking roads at the moment. It really pisses me off. I love driving, but the way it's been going at the moment, I don't want to drive. So are you allowed to undertake? Because I've always been told in England you're not allowed to. Or was it a gentleman's agreement that you don't undertake? Because you don't... Oh, sorry, you can't overtake on the left-hand side, you can only overtake on the right-hand side, I was told. If that's not at all, that's good. I've always been told it was. I'm not allowed to undertake. See, we're here in Australia, we're allowed to. You can overtake on the left-hand lane, right-hand lane, any lane you fucking well want. Just the right-hand lane, the far right-hand lane, it speeds over 90 kilometres an hour. You must keep to the left-hand lanes. But only the far right-hand lane are you not allowed to. You can get fined for doing that. But at 100 kilometres an hour, up to 90 kilometres an hour is allowed. So if you so for instance, I'm on the freeway and the freeway goes from 100 kilometres an hour to 80 kilometres an hour. So if it goes from 100 kilometres an hour to 80 kilometres an hour, because it's under 90 kilometres an hour, you do not have to be in the left-hand lane. I can stay in the right-hand lane if I want to, even if, because it's under 90 kilometres an hour, but you still get fuckwits that come up behind you, tailgate you and flash their pipe. I've had a woman go absolutely crazy. I had a customer on board. We're actually in peak hour traffic. I'm actually passing cars in the middle lane. I'm in the right-hand lane, keeping my distance to the car in front, and this woman comes up behind me in a dual cab ute. Yeah, a bit of a theme there. Starts tailgating me, flashing her lights and everything like that. Now, at this time, a car in the middle lane has dodged into the right-hand lane and into the gap that I'm keeping to the car in front. Now, this infuriated the lady behind me. She got even closer, started flashing her lights. You could see her verbally abusing at me, pointing to the left-hand lane, blah blah blah. And then when actually a fourth lane appeared on the right hand after the roadwork on the right hand side, she comes flying past, hand on the horn. The vocabulary that would have been coming out of her mouth. I mean, the standards on our roads at the moment is getting so bad, really, really bad. And I just don't want to drive the road. People's attitudes. And it's happened since COVID. Since COVID has really brought out the worst in drivers, I reckon. I don't know if you experienced that. It's just funny how most of the people doing this shit are bloody dual cab ute drivers, which probably understand because they're the most popular vehicle sold in Australia nowadays. So say what, like a lot of the freeways we have here, especially say one going between Brisbane and Gold Coast, which is about 80 kilometre stretch. It's 110 kilometres an hour, so our highest speeds in Australia are pretty low. So 110 kilometres an hour is the highest speed, and it's 4 lanes. So the 3 left-hand lanes, you can be in any 3 of those left-hand lanes at any time. But the far right-hand lane, you can only be in if you're overtaking. Now, you're not legally allowed to speed, so as long as you're doing the speed limit and you're passing people on that left-hand lane, you've got every right to be in that right-hand lane. Now, of course, once it's clear, move over to the left-hand lane. You can't just keep travelling in the right-hand lane if you're not overtaking any cars. But if you're not overtaking in the car fast enough for someone else coming up behind you, they'll come up your ass and flash their lights, and it's happening more and more often. But you know what? When people do that now to me, I will report them. If they're a truck and they've got details, I've got dash cams on the front and rear. If they want to do that shit, I will report them. Talking about that, today I had an airport pickup. Now, near Brisbane Airport, there's a service centre, a petrol station, car parks, and there's a section of road there. The car park, a lot of people go into this car park, and it's got a one-way bit of road that comes from the petrol station into the car park. People enter the car park from the wrong way, and they realise they can't get to the petrol station because they came in the wrong way. So they drive up this one-way bit of road, section of the car park, which is friggin' dangerous. I've actually been hit by a car there once before. So today, and quite often we will do this. A lot of us limo drivers are there a lot. We see arseholes that try and drive out the wrong way. We'll walk out in front of them and point and wave our hands and say, no, you can't come this way, it's one way. And I had a taxi driver, a Pakistani driver, try and do this. He went to drive up the wrong way. I was actually right next to it, shamming my car, and he started coming the wrong way. So I stood in front of him, waved at him, pointed, and shouted at him saying, look, one way, go back, you have to go around that way. He accelerated and tried and ran me. He tried to run me over because I was standing in front of him on a one-way road where he should not have been driving the way he was. And he tried to literally ram me. And I've absolutely screamed at him. He drove through me, basically. I've fist to the front. I've got my fist down, smashed on the front of his bonnet. I would have put a dent in the front of his bonnet, big time. I went whack. I hit the front of his bonnet so fucking hard, it would have put a dent in there. And yelled at him. He continued through. Didn't give a shit. Went to the petrol Bowser, facing the wrong way at the petrol Bowser, and I still screamed, and I just yelled out at him, mate, great, thank you. I've got rear cam, dash cam, I've got that all on camera. I'll be sending this footage to... I will be putting this footage... We have a problem, they're all Pakistani Indian drivers here in Australia now. I don't know what there is in your country, like here they are. And he did not give a shit. But I shout out at him saying, mate, enjoy your last day driving taxis, because this footage is going to black and white cabs, to Queensland Transport, and to the airport authorities. You'll be banned from coming to the airport. You probably won't be driving cabs anymore, and enjoy the fine from Queensland Transport. He went and filmed, and I had yelled out at the artist, looked at him and gave him a real big death stare when he came back out to the car. He got back in the car and drove back along the section, the correct way this time. Winds down his window and starts apologising. I'm really sorry, I'm really sorry. And he tried to fist pump me like he's like, I'm really sorry. And I said, mate, apologies not fucking accepted. You tried to fucking run me over with your car because you were driving the wrong way up the fucking road. There are kids that walk through here. I will not accept your apology. So you can take that fist and shove it up your fucking ass, and Brisbane Cabs will be, and the cab company are still going to be getting a copy of this video. Well, there actually is a reason why they don't have to wear belts. Actually, taxi drivers can't not wear a belt only when they've got a customer in the car. The reason is it's actually personal safety, because the reasoning behind the no belt is, mind you, here in Brisbane, it's only when you've got passengers in the car. That's because if you are attacked, the seat belt can be used against you to withhold you in the car. So if a taxi driver feels at all under duress or just wants to keep his safety, a taxi driver does not legally have to have their seatbelt on. And it's actually a safe, and I would say it's probably the same reason there. It's actually a safety. Well, it's an unsafe thing for one thing, of course, if you have an accident and not wear your seatbelt. But it's also there for their personal safety in case they get attacked. So that's actually the reason for seatbelts, the seatbelt situation. It's actually a personal safety thing, because if you have someone jump in the car, that person can grab your seatbelt and use that seatbelt against you. So that's actually the reason. There you go, Phil. That's the reason why. And I believe it's the same reason over there. In most countries, that's actually a reason why taxi drivers don't have to wear a seatbelt. Not limousine drivers, because we're all prepaid, but taxis aren't prepaid, so taxis can have money. And I've actually been held up at night. I used to drive taxis many years ago, and I got held up at knife points. I had a guy hold a knife to my throat. Oh, they still suck. Most of them still suck. There's still some good ones. There's still some good drivers. They're far and few between now. We have a job. We have a game at the airport. There's a taxi waiting zone. Okay. Waiting area, and we have a game that we play when we're there, and it's called Spot the Aussie. You could probably do the same thing in taxis, because and the biggest thing that ruined the whole taxi industry is Uber. Uber destroyed the taxi business here in Australia, and actually I lost a friend thanks to Uber. I think Uber is one of the biggest mistakes in history and should never have been allowed to happen. And I'm serious about that. Uber should not exist. It basically deregularized the whole industry. Before Uber came along, taxis was pretty well controlled. A taxi license to be attached to a taxi was worth a lot of money. A friend of mine had invested his whole life savings, $2.5 million, into buying 5 limousine plates. They were $500,000 per plate. And he was living off, he would lease those plates out, and he was making his money. And after a year or 2 years, he was looking good. It was going to be good. It's going to be quite a good nest egg that was going to succeed for him. And then Uber came along and fucked everything up. The value of the taxi plates plummeted, and then the government, to take control of the whole Uber situation, deregularised taxi plates. He lost everything. He lost $2.5 million, and he lost always the money that was coming in from those plates, and that was all because of Uber. He couldn't take it. It stuffed him up. He'd lost all his money. He hung himself. It wasn't a close friend, but it was someone I knew and had dealt with. And there was a lot more proper Aussie taxi drivers back then. But then Uber came along, and I blame Uber for his death. So I will never ever use an Uber, ever. I'd walk if I have to before I use an Uber. I would use a taxi before an Uber. Mind you, most of the taxis nowadays are run by bloody Uber drivers. I mean, most Ubers are actually run by taxi drivers and shit like that now, so... But yeah. How the fuck do I get up to those places? Well, that's the next thing. I think I might go and... tell... one, how the fuck to get up there? But this bit sucks as well. Go up that way. I know you've got to go off road, but I guess I got that way and around to the top. I'll try and do this one at the top there first. Use that tree. Come on, baby, you can do it. Okay, I know what to do here. Clever engineering here. Where there's a will, there's a way. Oh, I think I need to go to the other side of this. I'm trying not to. Just can't get around that tree. I'm going to go around this side of the tree. Come on, yeah, we can do it, yeah. This is probably the hardest one to get to. Get the hardest done first. That's to do, we get the truck to there. What do you mean? If I put the wrong bloody parts on here. Oh, you joke. I put the wrong parts on there. I chose fucking all rig. That's not the all rig parts. That's the fucking... Oh, I put the wrong fucking thing on there. I didn't put the all rig parts on. Oh, honestly, I know how to get there now. Practice run. I'll see if there's another. See this other way down the other side. Since we fucked up and put the wrong fucking. I thought I put drill parts on. That doesn't look like drill parts. I'm gonna cheat though. I'm not gonna drive all the way back again. But that way, definitely easy coming down that way. Okay, yeah. Okay, so first things first, remove cargoes. Next things first, detach trailer, delete trailer, and recover. And because I want to do my stream in VR, we will attempt to do this later. So drilling equipment, that's the one I should have had. I had drilling equipment, and it's supposed to be the... So it needs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Well, I'll worry about that one in the next stream. I want to do daily race C on my VR account. If you guys want to pop in just to say hi and check it. I won't be chatting there. So thanks Andy for the big chat we had before, and Phil for joining in at the end there. You guys both rock. Thank you for being friends. Keep in touch. And yeah, we'll see you in the next one. I'll try and do some more tomorrow. I might try and do some of that new account so we can try and do some co-op. But until then, stay safe. Happy gaming, guys. Happy gaming.